The adventuring day does not mean the same thing today that it did when it began, or even the same thing that it really means in the rule book. And I've read this a couple of times in the book to try to figure out am I on the right path or not? And the thing is this the adventuring day was designed in some regards, very loosely, on the idea of a dungeon delve, meaning you were supposed to have a certain amount of encounters in the dungeon that then would create a certain level of difficulty. You could have more encounters in a day at a lower difficulty level, or fewer encounters in a day at a higher difficulty level, depending on the level of difficulty that you want to put in front of your players, from easy, medium, hard, deadly, and you're gonna fucking die. And so what happens is that now the adventuring day is different. Now we can think of things more like a scene. We are escaping a palace and we're running away if they're stealing a jewel, and we're going to have a series of encounters, or going into a temple to unlock a secret ritual that will release water back into the desert. That is the scene. And the ability to actually do that adventure and take short and long rests is hindered. Meaning, if I'm doing this adventure and I take a short rest, there then is a complication that occurs. If I take a long rest, major complications occur. I can be interrupted by the things that are in there, all those things. And so it really depends on your game. But if you think as the scene you're playing out is the adventuring day, it allows you to create encounters that are thematic, that fit with one another, that aren't just one giant encounter to be challenging to the party. If you always throw one or two encounters at a party, they get really good at realizing that, hey, we'll just use our resources and blow through this. If every boss fight is telegraphed as a boss fight, they hold the resources for that fight. And the goal is that we want things to seem real, right? We want to use realism as in this is how it would naturally feel. But playing Dungeons and Dragons is partially game. Remember that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it being part game, part movie. It is a collaborative storytelling event where we're trying to tell things that are thematic, cinematic, that feel great or feel grand or even feel depressing or feel like we're losing. All of those emotions we're trying to still are done through mechanics and encounters that can be both social or can also be combat. And so if we think of the adventuring day as the scene overarching that's playing out, that one scene, that part, that act that we're playing, that is now your adventuring day. That should help you balance encounters. So look up adventuring day in the manual, in the player's handbook, and then think adventuring scene. And that will give you a better idea and reference on how to balance things if you're having problems. If you're not having problems and everything seems to balance just fine, good for you.